Hey everybody, Adam here to give you another video update on the Astrobase Command Kickstarter campaign. So we're coming up on the end of week 3, and we're sitting at a little bit over 61% right now, so that's exactly where we need to be. Obviously, since most Kickstarter campaigns make most of their money in the last week, we're gearing up for that right now, and hopefully you are too. In the meantime though, I did want to do a quick video about tier rewards. So we got a lot of questions over the course of the campaign about different rewards, so I just wanted to basically take some time to clarify some rewards and elaborate on some of them as well. You know, there's only so much text you can fit in a graphic on a campaign page without making it ridiculously long, so we're going to cover that here. Alright, so anybody who's a backer gets community access, and what that is exclusive channels on our Discord and forums, where you're going to be able to chat with the community and get kind of priority access to the development team. You know, we're a team of 4 trying to also make a game at the same time, so this is a good way for us to sort of manage people's questions, suggestions, and feedback. For anybody who is at Stardust Edition and above, you're going to be getting a digital copy of the game at release. So our current schedule says that we're going to be releasing that sometime late next year. It might be a little bit earlier than that, but we really want to make sure to give ourselves enough wiggle room for alpha and beta backers to get their hands on the game, give us some good feedback, and make sure that we have time to respond to that feedback so we don't release a broken mess. If you want to be able to get your hands on the game a little bit earlier, that's where Meteor Edition comes in. So this is where beta access is introduced, and we're going to be bringing out beta builds sometime early next year. And this is really also where the Kickstarter exclusive goodies kind of start coming in. So we have your name in the game, we have a soundtrack, and we also have Rover the Dogbot. So name in the game means that characters that are generated in everyone's games will occasionally have names of backers on them, and they'll be highlighted in a way that you know that it's a backer's name. For the soundtrack, we're going to be getting that courtesy of the awesome folks at Orb Soundworks who did the music for our trailer. And we're really looking forward to seeing what else they can do with that sort of neo-retro sound they created. And finally, Rover, or R0V-3R, you can thank Max for that name, is a cute little, first in a series of cute little pets that will basically be wandering around your Astrobase and helping boost people's morale with their cuteness. And the community has already had a bunch of different suggestions on how we can expand on that, so we'll definitely look into that in the coming months. Now, Alpha Access starts as of Sunshine Edition. So this is going to be starting pretty soon, and this is really for people who want to be able to get their hands on the game as early as possible and really want to help us shape the development of the game, because, you know, we're at a stage where we can make educated guesses about what we think is going to be fun or not, or what is clear or not to players, but we're so close to the project as developers that we often can't tell a difference, and so we're going to be relying heavily on your feedback. We also add onto this clickable books, so basically crew members who live or work in certain locations start accumulating belongings over time. So you're going to see props starting appearing in their workplaces and quarters, and this includes bookshelves where books will start to accumulate as well. And so basically you are going to help us author the title, the author name, at least an excerpt, possibly like full content for these books, so that you could actually, like, somebody can go in and click a book that they see on somebody's bookshelf and they'd be able to see this content come up as well. Really just add some richness to the universe. Nebula Edition is pretty straightforward. You get 2 copies of the game and soundtrack, and both of the game copies will be giving you alpha access. With Constellation Edition, we're introducing not only Mittens, the robot cat, but will also allow you to design a uniform set that everybody will be able to use. So basically, when you create a new species, you can create and customize a series of uniforms for the 3 different divisions in the game, and we're going to have a series of pre-made ones that Kickstarter backers will have created with sort of really strong concepts in mind. For you graphic designers out there, Hyperspace Edition introduces the ability to design an emblem. So as we're sort of fleshing out the world around this game, we're figuring out, factions and companies that, that may have designed datapad programs or built, uniform module parts, or, built a particular kind of spacesuit, Blahuda Industries or whatever. So you're going to be working with Daniel to design an emblem that is either, a logo or represents a faction or something like that, and we'll be able to feature it somewhere prominently in the game. Another cool way to make your mark on the game is to help design a species. So we're going to be working with backers at Galactic Edition and above to design a series of species which will not only be player selectable, but can also be encountered in your game. So most of the species that you encounter are randomly generated, but these are going to be part of a legacy group that'll be tied into the lore of the game, and not only this game, but actually future games as well. Also, you're also going to be getting the Lifetime Jellyfish Games Pass in recognition of your backing, which will give you access to not only this game, but every future game that our studio creates. So you'll be able to see the fruits of your labor when your species show up in later games. For those of you who want to go really nuts with our visual style, Alien Artifact Edition adds the ability to create an on-station item, something that'll be featured kind of prominently all over the station. You know, we've been having a lot of fun sort of exploring what this sort of neo-retro visual style is, but I'm sure you have some great ideas that you could add into the mix as well. On top of that, you'll have the ability to create a starter station. So in the game, you'll have the ability to either start from scratch or to start from a series of starter stations, and these will all be designed by backers. On top of that, obviously, because of your great support, we're going to give you immediate pre-alpha access, which basically means that as soon as we have the ability to put out a build, you're going to get access to that right away. If you've got a really cool idea for like an interactable item that you'd like to see in a greater place of prominence than even on this station, we're going to be working with people at the Multiverse Edition level to be able to design desk baubles. So you might have seen in previous videos that we've featured like the spacesuit bobblehead or the glow sphere and stuff like that. And so we're hoping to have like a whole collection of these little knickknacks that people can mess with on their desks. So obviously at that level of contribution, you're going to be getting a bunch of copies of the game and the soundtrack as well to share with your friends and family. And as well as immediate pre-alpha access, you're also going to be getting access to our developer channels, because at that level, you're basically an honorary member of the team at that point. And last but not least, we have Quasar Edition, in which we're going to be working together to make a little game that'll actually be playable on the datapad inside of the game. So it'll be like a game in a game. And it's not written explicitly in the tier rewards, but Quasar Edition backers will also be getting an unlimited supply of hugs from me. You know, whatever that's worth to you. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think if you have any other questions, obviously, feel free to ask them in the comments or to reach out on Discord. And we'll see you in the next update.